Hi everyone. Wanted to do another video today about SEO. Well, it's SEO and website development. So from the title of this video, it's about repairing a website's SEO. And I'd probably say around 90% of the SEO projects that I take on, it involves fixing people's SEO. And quite it's quite an issue, like for me especially, because a lot of these things could have been avoided if the SEO considerations were factored into the website build in the beginning. So, like some of the things I commonly find with the website SEO not being up to par from the beginning is the website's technical structure isn't developed properly. So what I mean by that is the first thing a website needs is to have a good coding structure, and it just needs to render in the HTML language that is easy for the crawlers, but in this particular case, search engine crawlers to find and understand the content and to be able to navigate through the site. It's very simple. And one of the easiest ways I like to think about it is if I were to go back 20 years and the way that websites were developed, static HTML pages with links from one page to another and descriptions of what the web pages are about. That's literally the basic HTML structure. Nothing fancy. It just needs to be developed in a way where the content is easy to find, easy to understand, and easy to navigate. A lot of the websites that tend to get made now, like they're on CMS platforms, they're using all these different platforms. People are using their CMS platforms as a selling point for improving the SEO, but the same problems tend to exist, and it comes back to these simple elements. The coding needs to be right from the outset, and then once the coding is right, the content needs to be valuable for the particular user. It isn't just like a click of a button to repair someone's SEO and then it will magically start working. So what are some things that you can look out for? Well, the first thing is if you're planning to launch a site or relaunch a site, one of my strongest pieces of advice would be to solve the issues before they become an issue. So engage in an SEO specialist and strategist who can look at what are the issues or challenges around your website at the moment and what needs to be implemented into the build. Because what tends to happen a lot with the SEO repairing process is people end up duplicating their costs. And the way they end up duplicating the cost is they build, let's say, for example, they build a site, they build a navigation, they build with all these fancy videos, fancy images, sliders. End product looks great, fantastic. SEO runs a report. Few things that tend to come up when I take a look at the site. Web page is too heavy. The videos are slowing down the site. The naming convention of images is incorrect. The naming convention of video files is not correct. The way that the navigation has been set up isn't SEO friendly. So even though people can navigate through the site, search engines can't find the content, or sometimes even the search query box might be causing some coding issues, which prevents the search engine crawler from either finding the content that it needs to crawl, so the site can get indexed, or it creates new pages, and it creates a different search query pattern uh, compared to what the search engine should be doing. So the search engine ends up getting confused, finds and indexes the wrong content the website still is using on Google. So you really want to try to solve these issues, because what I find is like you need to pay for an analysis, you need to pay to find these issues, you find them, and then you need to repair what's already invested in. And then the initial website build investment that might have been a few $1,000, maybe $10,000, $20,000, whatever, you now need to reinvest into that again. So then you end up spending another like $5,000 or $10,000 to resolve something that could have been solved before it even became a problem. So ideally, you don't want to go down the route of repairing your SEO. I know there's a lot of like SEO jobs, SEO queries, SEO requests to get people to rank on the first page, but you really need to look at your your business and how the website is supporting your business. So a couple of takeaway things I really recommend. One, make sure that the technical framework that you're using is SEO friendly, and check up with the web developers as well. Don't just take their word for it, because there's sites like Wix, Squarespace, Shopify that are all claiming that they're SEO friendly, and it doesn't tell the full story. Yes, there is some like SEO friendly elements, but not everything is SEO friendly, or there might be SEO limitations. So yeah, just like find out the nitty gritty, so you don't end up having extra costs that you didn't account for at the beginning. Second thing, make sure your content is SEO friendly and it gives your audience exactly what they want. Like content is king, and people want to go to the site to engage with the content that you're producing. So if you've got no content or mediocre content, like your SEO isn't going to go far. And then you've got the promotion aspect. So engage with somebody who knows how to implement the correct link building, link acquisition, or outreach tactics, so you can really amplify the success on what you're building. So I hope you found that helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.